Okay. Today, you are going to be writing a polynomial in factored form. Writing a polynomial in factored form. So, it's going to be the first part of your assignment today. So when you're writing a polynomial in factored form, all right, the question that they're going to ask you is going to be write each polynomial in factored form, check by multiplication. So let's say that you're given x to the third minus 2x squared minus 15x. And you have to write this thing in factored form. All right, so the first thing you want to do is scan the problem and look for a common factor. All right, and when I scan this thing, I see that every term has an x in it. So if every term has an x in it, I'm going to take that x out. And then I'm going to divide every term by that x. All right, so x goes into x to the third, x squared times. If my first symbol is minus, then my first symbol is minus. Then I divide x into 2x squared, and I get 2x. If my next symbol is minus, then my next symbol is minus. And then I divide the 15x by x, and 15x divided by x is 15. Okay? There's your first step. Your second step is to look at what's in the parentheses here and see if it can be factored. All right, does 15 have two factors that will combine to 2? All right, it does, right? 5 and 3. So then you factor what's in the parentheses. So don't forget about this x out here. So this comes down. And then you factor this trinomial that's in the parentheses. And that factors to x minus 5 times what? X minus 5 times x plus 3. Very good. All right. Say again. Because negative 5 times positive 3 is negative 15. And negative 5 plus positive 3 is the negative 2. So here is your factored form. That's the first step. Yeah, that's it when they ask you to write the polynomial in factored form. That's what you do. Yeah, if everything has an x in it. All right. I just took this x out right here. And then I divided that x back into every term to determine what goes in the parentheses. Correct. So if you get something like x to the third minus x squared minus 12x. All right, again, you can see that every term has an x in it. So take an x out. And then you divide that x back into each term. So x to the third divided by x is x squared. X squared divided by x is just x. And then 12x divided by x, that's 12. And then you factor the trinomial that's in the parentheses. You're looking for numbers that multiply to 12, but add to 1. Yep, so that's an x minus 4 times x plus 3. And that is your factored form. Right there. Can you all handle that? Good, good. What if we get one that looks like this? X to the third minus 49x. Each of the terms has an x in it, so we take an x out. We're left with x squared minus 49. Now, that was one of those special problems from earlier in the year. Not 1 and 49, there's no middle term, right? So remember when there's no middle term and the first term is a perfect square and the last term is a perfect square? Look, we get x times, anybody remember? What's the square root of x squared? Square root of x squared, we get an x here and an x here. What's square root of 49? 7 here and a 7 here. And then remember, we go plus and minus. Because the positive 7 times the negative 7 is the negative 49. There's no term with an x after it, is there? So positive 7 plus negative 7 is 0. That's your middle term, your 0x. All right, you guys just have to recognize this right here. Okay? Another one that you might have to recognize. Don't write this, just watch. Look, if you got x squared minus 25, what's that equal to? And good. All right, if you get x squared minus 64, what's that equal to? X plus 8 times x minus 8. X squared minus 36. It's x plus 6 times x minus 6. All right, you got to recognize these. X squared minus 81. X plus 9 times x minus 9. All right, this is the factored form right here. Got it? All right, so once you pull that x out and you're left with one of these special binomials, that's how they factor. If, one more if right here. Let's say you got a 9x to the third plus 6x squared minus 3x. All the terms have an x in them, don't they? What else do they have in them? Yeah, numbers. What kind of numbers? 9, 6, and 3. What are they all divisible by? 3. So you can pull out a 3x, not just an x. All right, you're pulling out as much as you can. So now 9x to the third divided by 3x. That's 3x squared, right? And then plus 6x squared divided by 3x. 2x, good. If this is minus, this is minus. 3x divided by 3x. 1. Something divided by itself is 1. All right, so then you got to factor what's in the parentheses. That's when you do the tic-tac-toe board. Remember? You guys got to start remembering stuff that we did, that we've done a bunch of times this year. All right. All right. So your practice for today. No, I'm not going to finish this one because you're going to finish it in your assignment. Page 293. Seven through 12. 293, 7 through 12.